Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the God, Family, and Music podcast. I'm your host, CjFree. This is episode number 3, and today's topic is stay focused. All right, guys, so let's jump into it. All right, so it is easy to say that you want to do something, right? It's easy to put a goal out there. It's easy to put a dream out there. Hey, I want to go, be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. All it takes for you is to say it. But what determines the forward movement of it is action. Because like I said, you can sit there and say, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be a music producer. I want to have my own company. I want a family, whatever. It don't take nothing to say that. But in order for that thing, that vision, that dream, that goal to start coming into fruition, it's going to take some action, right? Any little bit of action towards that thing is a step up. It is a step up. So whether that's sitting for 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes and start writing down what you need to do to get there, whether that's putting some ideas on a piece of paper, that's all action, right? What happens when you start taking, I'm not talking about you, I'm just saying in general, a lot of people, even myself sometimes, when you start putting things down and start taking action, here comes some procrastination and distractions and life. Okay? Life start lifing, distractions start distracting, procrastination start procrastinating. And before you know it, you done got stagnant in whatever it is that you said you wanted to do. That piece of paper standing there still stagnant. You haven't looked back at it. Before you know it, 3 months have passed. That idea has started to be pushed back in your mind a little bit. You haven't thought about it no more because life start lifing. Things start to happen. And you have now moved your focus. Now, sometimes, and I'm going to be honest, sometimes life happens and you have to, depending on the situation. But I wanted to encourage you all today is to stay focused. Now, again, this is going outside the circumstances of life. But as far as these distractions go, oh, no, we can do something about that. We can do something about that, right? We can do something about that. Now, social media in itself is an entire distraction, okay? If it's not used properly, right? You can get on there and scroll, next you know an hour has passed, right? I try to keep the timers on the thing to make sure I don't even get looped into it sometimes. And it locks me out, right? And I'm gonna veer off right quick right here. What made me put the lock on there is one time I have a iPhone, and you can go see where your time is spent, your screen time charts, and it was telling me how many hours I was spending on social media. I was like, I could have did something with that. I could have did something with that time. So that's where that came from. So I'm talking to me too about, staying focused on things. Like I could have shot another video. I could have came up with another idea for a video. I could have shot a podcast. I could have did something with that time. But it is so easy getting back on track. I'm back on track. It is so easy to lose focus, but it's so important to stay focused. So whatever reason, that desire, whatever that was burning in you that made you come up with that idea, that's what you got to remind yourself of. Like, the reason I said I wanted to do this is to better my life, better my family's life, help society, do this or do that. We can get so distracted on things, and outside of the things that, that we have to pay attention to, life, family, kids, big circumstances, a lot of that time we spending, that stuff don't even matter. Like scrolling, yeah, we could be doing something else with that time. So we need to, figure out ways to stay focused so that we can accomplish our dream. Now, one thing I always say, and I talk to my people about it all the time. I say time is the real savage. You know how people talk around and say I'm a savage. Time is the real savage, because time is going to tick. It's going to come like clockwork every day, whether you ready for it, whether you looking for it, whether you paying it some attention. It is hitting like clockwork every single day. Before you know it, you are turning a year older. Why? Because it is ticking, whether it just don't care. It just don't care. Them minutes are ticking, them seconds are going, them hours are adding up, and you getting older. Period. Like, time is the real savage. It don't care about nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it is important for us to stay focused and cut out the distractions. Now, the world is whirling. Okay, we got a lot of stuff happening. I don't need to go through all of it. You living in it. Okay, you see what's going on. It's a distraction. We can get caught up in that. We can get caught up in celebrity news. We can get caught up in everything, and we start to lose focus on what we're supposed to do. Now, let's move it over to spiritual. If you were called to do something, I'm pointing a finger. If you were called to do something, God gave you a vision. He gave you something to do, and you know you're supposed to be doing it, and you over here playing. Now, me and his relationship, he'll snap me back into it. He'll get me back on track. Now, I don't know about y'all relationship, but mine, if I'm wasting time, he'll be like, "Oh, okay, what you want to do? Okay, I'm gonna clear all this out. We got stuff to do." Like, that's just how we roll. So I don't even be tripping no more. I just be like, "Oh, okay, it's back to work." like I really be trying to sneak off. Like, where am I going? But I do try to sneak off sometimes. If you notice, I took a break from YouTube for a while, but that was to pursue something else, and that's a whole different thing. However, I did get comfy. I ain't gonna lie to you, because doing content and all this, and it's a lot. I'm not a social media girl, but I have to do it. Y'all know how it go. But yeah, I got comfy. And he said, "Hey, I gave you that gift. What we doing?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm just hanging out, chilling, living life, because I got to live life. Like, I'm trying to make it, I'm trying to smooth it over with him." He'd be like, "Oh, okay, so what about what I told you need to do? Like, I already gave you all this. I gave you the vision. I made the plan, the plan plain. Let's go. What we doing?" And I'd be like, "I get to it. Oh, so you rather do that? Oh, okay. I'm finna clear this up. Get back to work." You know what I'm saying? So that's our relationship, and I'm thankful for that. And I'm thankful for it. Me and him, we good. I'm cool. I'd be like, "All right, I know I got to get back to work." My mama laugh all the time. I got to get back to work. It is what it is. That's just our relationship, and I like it like that, because I need to be wrangled in. But back to this. If he told you need to be doing something, you didn't see the vision, you even have it laid out, guys, you got to stay focused. You got to stay focused. All this stuff is a distraction. Speaking of distractions, distraction is not only the things, but it is also people. Oh my. Let me not start on that. Especially if you start looking at things more spiritual. I know for me that I have started to really, within the last year or two, take a step back and look at things and people, as spiritual. Like, man, I could be having a wonderful day, a wonderful week, and somebody will come into my energy, in my space. I won't say energy, but I would say my little orbit, my little space, and it will just disrupt everything I had going on. I could have been like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this today. And I will get so sidetracked, so shifted, so moved. And then I'll look back like, dang, I didn't even do that. And it's 2 weeks then pass. I was just talking to a friend of mine, and it literally just happened to her. And she was just like, "Man, I just had a crazy week." But I was like, look at how you were before that person came in. Like, you were talking about this, that, you was getting ready to do this, you was knocking out this goals, you was centered, you was ready, now she like, "I'm just so tired, I just had a rough." It's just, man. And I'm like, this person came in to disrupt and throw you off. And she was like, "Yeah, they did." I'm like, yeah. And it's not like that person, but you got to look at the spirit behind that person. So when you look at that, you give the person grace, right? They're only doing whatever spirit is in them to do, and it's, and it's on them to get it done. But Anywho, back to what I'm saying is, guys, ladies, we have to stay focused on what he's told us to do. Whatever your goal is, you got to stay focused. Y'all got to get this stuff. Put yourself on social media timers. Set aside some time throughout the day if you can. If it's not throughout each day, it's throughout the week. Put aside some time to work on your goals. Now, one thing that happens is we start to get overwhelmed. We'll think about what it's going to take to accomplish that thing and be like, man, it's going to take me this, it's going to take me that, forget it. But what you need to realize is every step that you take toward it is a step closer. Like, it can be small. It can be reading a chapter of the book of something you want to accomplish, researching what you need to do, writing down the next steps. Anything, whether it's big or small, any step you take is a step toward it. Am I saying that right? Toward it, right? So don't get overwhelmed. And also know, especially if it seems too big, that's why we serve a big God. That he got this, Smitty. He got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we can't do it on our own strength, but he got it. That is light work to him. So remember that, trust that he got it and he got you, right? So just know, like, when you all are having these goals and dreams and ideas and things that you want to accomplish in life, stay focused. If you see a distraction, neutralize the distraction. Hey, I need to go in time out for a while. Hey, I need to focus. Be vocal about it. Don't even worry about fitting in. Hey, she acting funny. Oh well, I got stuff to do. You know what I'm saying? And me personally speaking, I know I have stuff to do, and I have to speak for the stuff I didn't do. When my life is over, I have to speak for the stuff I didn't do. And I'm not trying to have that conversation. I'm trying to get what I need to get done. And so you got to stay focused throughout whatever is going on. So this was just a quick word, not a word. I don't even want to say word because that's an inside joke with my mom's. This was just a quick encouragement about just staying focused. Just staying focused, guys. Like, it's just, the world is full of distractions. So if you can, try your best to stay focused, because your later self is going to thank what you're doing right now. Like, they're going to be like, man, I'm glad that you stuck with it. I'm glad that you took the time to do that. Like, when you get older and that's time, they're going to thank you. Like, man, I'm glad you stuck with it. I'm glad you kept going. I'm glad you didn't let that person throw you off. I'm glad you didn't let that setback deter you and tell you didn't want to do the whole thing. So keep going. Your future self will thank you. That's it right there. I'm ending it right there. Your future self will thank you. So stay focused, guys. I'm gonna get out of here. I try not to make these long. Thank y'all for tuning in and rocking with me, and everybody that's watching the podcast on YouTube or tuning in on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. And until next time, I'm out.